Imagine a country where almost half the population is employed in agriculture. Now imagine that 20 years later, this country has transformed into a modernized industrial economy. The key question is how? In 1955, Finland was an agrarian backwards economy with little industry and a heavy reliance on coniferous tree exports. In the wake of World War II, it had lost 1/10 of territory to Soviet reparations, as well as 7% of their GDP. However, by 1975, they had turned things around completely, becoming a growing industrialized economy with a strong education system. They had a large capital base as well as a successful trade position at the time. The diagram illustrates this transformation with the decline in primary employment and increase in both secondary and tertiary employment. My research has pinned down the courses into 3 key factors that I will explore in more detail. They are education, dual trade, and investment. The key education policy was called Peruskoulu, or the comprehensive schooling reform of the early 1970s, which completely rewired the education system. Unified growth theory formalizes that education is a crucial precondition for structural transformation, whereby there is a minimum threshold required before structural transformation can occur. The reform significantly improved the Finnish education system, with 9 years of compulsory education, advanced teacher training, as well as a new curriculum which centered on individualized child development. This was financed by significant education spending increases, which peaked in 1971 and increased over the whole period in absolute terms due to government budget expansions. Consequently, Finnish schooling improved significantly, with both increased enrollment, as shown by the grammar school numbers, and an increase in the quality of teaching. How exactly did this lead to industrialization? Increased education ability allowed workers to adapt, adopt, and implement new technology required for manufacturing. Manufacturing industries are inherently skill-biased, raising the demand for educated workers. As a result, manufacturing wages grew, favoring jobs in industries over agriculture, leading to sectoral labor reallocation. This is matched by empirical data showing employment growth by sector, as well as that TFB accounted for 56% of manufacturing growth. Furthermore, the reform targeted equality, such as private schools being capped at $160 per year, which raised the baseline education attainment to ensure structural change was nationwide. Dual trade refers to Finland having trade deals with both the USSR and the West, giving them a unique geopolitical standing given the Cold War. This was known as Finlandization and was another driver of industrialization. On the eastern side, Finland had key bilateral clearing agreements in which quotas for goods were established, such that 25% of Finnish trade was with the USSR. Given that 80 to 90% of this trade was manufactured goods, this provided stable export demand for industries such as metalwork and shipbuilding. The USSR provided Finland with stability, increasing industrial sector employment and insulating Finnish manufacturing from demand shocks such as the 1970s oil crisis. The key turning point then came with the Finefta Agreement of 1971, where Finland opened up trade to the West. While the Soviet side provided demand, Western trade facilitated technological diffusion, given that 70% of machinery imports came from the West. Finland utilized the advantage of backwardness to quickly adopt technology from the frontier, leading to manufacturing growth and therefore labor reallocation. The key to dual trade success was the careful geopolitical balancing act between the two sides, which was impressive given the Cold War division in Europe at the time. Investment also increased over the period, channeling resources into manufacturing industries through both public and private. While the increase in investment level was overall minimal, the key was where the funds were being specifically allocated. Privately, policies of credit rationing and credit expansion increased the ease of investment into specific industries, allowing manufacturing capital to grow. On the public side, the government increased income taxes to fund higher investment into things such as transport and infrastructure. This crowded in private investment rather than crowding it out by providing key goods to support industrialization. Overall, my research shows that Finnish structural transformation was not a product of historical luck, but rather from a series of successful policies targeted at specific industry expansions as they utilized education, dual trade, and investment in conjunction to channel resources efficiently and become the modernized economy that it is today.